Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today my group, I, Nur Emilia Elsa Metin Azman, Nurin Farzana binti Budiman and Tanis Raj Murali will present about case study for Windows Server Administration. The question asks us to add roles and features for DFS namespace. We have to identify the best method to provide data sharing facilities at the branch and HQ level. Second, we have to configure DFS. We have to demonstrate and clearly explain each step that needs to be taken to implement the solution. Third is DFF replicant. We have to verify the solution by showing files being shared and the permission set for the folder. Question 1. Add roles and feature for DFF namespace. Firstly, we have to install the DFF namespace. This is the way to install the server roles. First, we click the file and choose the DFS namespace and click install. After we have installed the DFF namespace, we must do the DFF configuration. To make the DFF configuration, we must select the tools and then click the DFF management. At this step, we must create the DFF namespace server. At the DFF management tab, add new namespace to add the server and sharing folder. For the example, this server is named as readn. At this step, we have to add the namespace name in the namespace server. For example, I add the share data folder and then click next to proceed to the next step. This shows the confirmation for the share data that I have created at the namespace server. After we have confirmed that you create the namespace server, we have to click the create button and then proceed to the next step. This shows the namespace that we have created. This is the confirmation that we have successfully completed the new namespace reset. This shows the status that we have created the namespace and its success.
Next, I'm Nurin Farzana binti Budiman. We'll continue in next topic, which is create folder for each branch. To create a new folder, we have to double click on namespace and then click new folder. To create human resource folders, first in the namespace servers, we have to set the server's name DC01 as the servers for computer names is DC01. Next, in the namespace name and setting, we have to name it as human resource. We have to click on edit setting and then at the shared folder permission, we have to click on administrator. Next is folder for account. For accounts folders, we did the same step as human resource. First, we have to name it as account, and then at settings, we have to choose administrators have full access, other users have read-only permission in edit setting. Then we have to click OK, and account folders have been created successfully. Next is folder for IT. The step is the same as account and human resource. We have to name it as IT and then edit the setting permissions, and then we have to click OK for the IT folders to be created successfully. Next is folder for marketing and sales. For name, we set as marketing and sales. In edit setting, we choose permission. Administrators have full access, other users have read-only permissions. Then we have to click OK for the folders to be created successfully. And the last folders that we have to create is folders for design. This the step is the same. We have to set the name as design and then edit the setting permission, which is administrators have full access, other users have already have read-only permissions, and then click on OK to the folders to be created successfully. In this page, we can see all the folders that are required for the company is already been created, which is human resource, IT, account, market and design, market and sales and design. We can verify that all sharing files have been shared.
Hello, I'm Tanas Raj Murali. Okay, now we're going to look at DFS replication. First of all, we need to replicate our Windows server to another clone server. Okay, before we continue with the clone, we need to identify the clone type. There is a two clone type. One is full clone and another one is linked clone. If for this case we choose a full clone to exact copy in the virtual hard drive of the original virtual machine to be created. After the cloning process finished, we log in to the new cloned virtual Windows server, and then we need to configure the DFS management under replication group. For that, we need to choose the replication under DFS management. Under DFS management, we choose replication to configure a new replication group. After we clicked at the replication, we choose the first option, that is multi-purpose replication group, which is this option is to configure replication between two or more servers for publication, content sharing and other scenarios. Okay, for the name and domain, we need to give a name for the replication group. The name of the replication group must be a unique in the domain that hosts the replication group. So the name for the replication will be HQ and the domain will be jtmk.my. Okay, under the jtmk.my, we need to add a group member on the server itself. So to add a group member, we need to click add, but we need to click the add button to add the member of the server from jtmk domain. Under jtmk.my, one of the server is our file server underscore radar. It's supposed to read and so it is radar. After that, we click OK and we add another server called DC. Okay, this is after we add two servers. One is file server, another one is DC01. So after that, we need to continue with the next button to select a topology. Okay, for the topology selection, we choose full mesh. So why we choose full mesh? Because member of replicate with all the members of the replication in the group. This topology works well when there are 10 or fewer members in the replicated group. Okay, so for the next option is replication group schedule and bandwidth. Okay, this one we have to select the replication schedule and bandwidth to be used by default for all new connectors in the replication group. So in this case, we choose replicate during the specified days and times. This option is to specify the days and times at which replication occurred by default. The initial replication scheduled as no replication intervals. So we must create at least one replication interval before the replication can occur. So for the next step, we continue with the primary members. Okay, for the primary members, we need to select the servers that contained the content that we want to replicate to the other member. Uh, so as the primary member, we choose the file server as a primary content, and next we complete the step with the folders, review and confirmation. Okay, as the confirmation, we have successfully completed the new replication wizard, which is create the replication group, create member, set permission, create replicator folder, membership, and connection. So all of the task was success. Okay, for the as you can see, we are successfully configured the replication process in under name HQ. So after this, the DFS can significantly share the resources of the management for administration and make access shared folder uh, more convenient for end users.